Broadcasting live from the studios at WLKL 89.9 The Max Alternative, the sports show that puts you in the know about Lakers athletics. This is Lakers Live with Chet Novak.
Welcome, everyone, to Lakers Live. I'm your host, Chet Novak. I am joined today by Lakeland College's men's basketball team's head coach, Cedric Brown. Thanks for joining us, Coach Brown.
Thanks for having me, Chet.
Coach Brown, did you have a mentor in your life in basketball? Who would that be? Tell us about it.
A couple mentors that I've had as I've began my coaching career. One being Chris Warren at Parkland College. He was the one that gave me my first coaching opportunity at the college level. And then Scott Nagy at South Dakota State University brought me in as a graduate assistant there in the 2003-2004 season and gave me an opportunity not only to coach, but gave me an opportunity to further my career, my educational career, and I was able to get my master's degree.
Okay. And for more of a coaching philosophy, I guess, what attributes does a good basketball player have that a coach can't teach?
Well, you can't teach a player heart. A player is going to play with passion. A player is going to play with intensity. You can teach them skills as far as dribbling, passing, shooting, but one thing that you can't teach a player is desire. And if you can recruit a player that has the desire and the love and the passion for a game, then you can give him or teach him the other attributes that we were speaking of to increase his skill set and make him become a more well-rounded basketball player.
What kind of skill set, what kind of bad habits do they have that you commonly see that you have to undo?
How much time do we have?
Oh, okay, gotcha.
No, well, I mean, don't get me wrong. High school coaches do an absolutely wonderful job with their student athletes. The things that we're finding that the student athlete is coming in deficient in is they're watching a lot of television and they're seeing a lot of pro basketball. They're watching a lot of the N1 mixtape. They're watching a lot of street basketball, and they believe that incorporating street basketball into an organized game such as the college game, it doesn't fit. I mean, there's a time and a place for everything, and street basketball, there's no real time or place for it at the college game. And so what we're having to do is, kind of taking them like you take them to boot camp. You have to break them down and then build them back up. And so what we're finding is that we're having to get rid of a lot of their bad habits and create good habits, and we've done a fairly decent job of that. I mean, and the success that we've had in our program thus far is proof of that.
Okay, and now let's go to the other end of that. Now you have players that are eventually they're going to graduate out of your program. They're going to transfer out of Lakers basketball and so forth. What kind of things do they have to accomplish for you to feel like you've done your job as a coach?
First and foremost, graduation. Graduation is a critical component of being a Laker basketball player. If you don't want to come to class, you don't want to take on the rigors of being a student athlete, then there's no room for you here. But after they've moved on from the program, if You know, I get a phone call from the coach and says, hey, you know, he really understands what I'm trying to do defensively. He really sits down and he guards, or he really goes to the offensive and the defensive glass hard. You've done well by him in that. Those are the things that I want to make sure that they understand, the fundamentals of the game. As long as they know the fundamentals of the game and they play the game with respect and with the passion that we were speaking about earlier, those are the things that I want my players to take away from my program.
For Laker Live, I'm Emily Romine in the house. We were told that we are only going to be able to see you for 2 more days. Can you explain to us where you're going and what you're doing?
I just accepted the assistant coaching position at West Point, so I'll be heading out there soon. And they've got 1 assistant right now, and they just got approved for a 2nd assistant, so that's where I'm headed.
It's got to be a little bittersweet. How long have you been coaching here at Lakeland?
I've been here since the end of August. I came in. I play in the National Pro Fast Pitch League, and so once our season was over, I came here and started coaching with Coach Nelson, and it's really been a great experience. And I'm excited, but I'm also sad to leave these girls, but I think it's a good move.
So obviously you're very excited. Have you heard anything about your new team this year?
Yes and no. I mean, I went out there on the interview and all that, but I think once I get into it. I know they just started practice this week. The cadets actually had their training test for the military last week, so they didn't practice yet. But they did start on Monday, so I've heard good things, and the girls seem to be excited, so can't wait to get there.
And I'm sure the girls here are very upset to see you go.
I don't know.
With your opening season coming, or with your season opener coming up soon in Alabama, how are you guys feeling about that?
I'm excited for the season. I'm really ready to get games started, so I'm ready to play.
So am I. The practices hopefully will pay off, so games should be coming soon and season going fast probably.
I'm also excited, especially going to Florida, getting to play in some nice weather. It should be fun to start off the season.
Now, have you girls set any personal goals for yourselves this season?
I just want to play the best that I can and just help the team however I can.
I just want to do better than I did last year and play the hardest I can.
I'm also the same way. I just hope I hit well, or I want to hit well and do as good as I can.
I'm Emily Romine, and this has been In the House for Lakers Live.